All right, good morning, folks. Today is June 20th, 2025. This is Coffee with Community Services, Alta California Regional Center's weekly service provider meeting. Thank you so much for joining us today. My name is John Decker, the Director of Community Services. As usual, we'll introduce the community services staff and any of our managers that are on, and we will also get into our agenda for today. So, let's see, for staff, good morning. I see Tom and Boyd and Alejandra and Jessica and Michael are on. Good morning, along with our manager Helen from Community Services. Good morning. Additionally, from management, I see Dana on. Good morning, and our Associate Client Services Director Tracy and our Director of Client Services Jennifer Bloom. Good morning as well. From Community Services, I see Sammy on. Good morning, Sammy. And I see Shauna and Jason, our lead. Our manager, Scott, is on. I see Beverly and Sunny and Rhonda and Virginia as well from Community Services. Good morning. Also for Community Services, I see Mason and Hubert, and our manager Michelle is on, as well as from Client Services, our manager BJ Thompson. Good morning, BJ. Handles our outlying residential care options that we've got, which is quite a few. And Zach Horch, our faithful assistant in the Community Services Department for me. Thank you. All right. For our agenda today, we are going to have the sign of the week and Deaf Culture 101 from Michael Mercado. We are going to do a spotlight for family support services. So I'll be throwing it over to, I think, Mary and Bo. We are going to talk about the new directive information that came out from the department. We have an update on START caregiver training from Virginia. Virginia, are you going to need to share your screen for that one? Yes? Okay, I'm going to make you a co-host so you can do that. And additionally, on our agenda for today, we are going to give an update on the HCBS numbers. We're going to discuss, as it relates to rate reform, we're going to have a discussion about the not started and no contact lists for the service provider directory. We have a upcoming open house / micro enterprise fair, and I don't have Carly on this morning. Jennifer Bloom, I think we have the flyer maybe handy for the open house that Lori sent out yesterday, and so maybe you and I can talk about the open house a little bit when we get to that point. And then additionally, we had a DDS's hiring event here on site, so we'll talk about that a little bit. We had the grand opening of the Heights on Stockton. So Rhonda, I'll ask you to talk about the event that we attended this week, and I'll share some pictures. And anything else that you guys would like to see added to the agenda as well, certainly welcome to do that. I'll probably take a look at our Alta calendar and what's upcoming. So I am going to spotlight Michael Mercado and throw it to him next. Thank you, Michael.
Perfect. Okay. Good morning. Happy Friday. So I'm going to teach you 3 signs this week. 2 of them I will show you. The other one I will actually show a YouTube clip because I'm not able to show you my legs. It has to do with a medical term. Really, all 3 do. So we have allergic or allergies, EpiPen, and dial or call 911. Okay, you're going to take your dominant hand. You're going to start on your nose. With your other hand, you're going to have another pointer. You're going to touch non-dominant and pull them apart. So that's allergic. Our next one is EpiPen. So it's for those auto injections. And this is the one I'm going to show you a clip of. So it's a very visual sign for EpiPen. Pretty easy to see what it is. So you make that just like you're holding the EpiPen, you stick it in your leg and then you actually inject. Okay, and then our third one is going to be call or really dial. So you're on the phone, you're going to dial or call, and then now it's going to be the numbers. So 9 is a little challenging. So you start with your 5, and then it's your pointer and your thumb together. So remember, you have to kind of do 9, 1, 1. All right, we'll do that again. So dial 9, 1, 1. Or call 911. All right, we're going to do them again. So we have allergic, we have our EpiPen, and we have dial 911. Great, good job, everyone. Okay, for our Deaf Culture 101 this week, we're going to talk about a recent development from Google. They just made some announcements with new updates for artificial intelligence. They just announced something called Sign Gemma. So this is actually an AI that can recognize sign language and translate it into English captions. So this is not being released yet. It is still in progress. It's still in development. It should be either fall or next year. I will show you a short YouTube clip that they released that shows what that's going to look like. So pretty cool. It's a very exciting development. It's another new company AI, so it can actually track your hands as well as your facial expressions. So you see the dots, so it can see the eyes, the mouth, the facial expressions with those signs actually coming from the hands. So this is a very exciting, another company that has artificial intelligence that turns sign language into English. Hopefully we will see more and more of this and create more accessibility. Now I have a couple deaf and hard of hearing resources I wanted to share. So we have what's called the Deaf Counseling Center. So this is online based. It's great because everyone communicates in American Sign Language. The purpose of this is to help with mental health support. It can improve and it helps to improve communication access. There are many videos on YouTube that have deaf individuals' experiences getting this mental health treatment and having it all be in American Sign Language. They're sharing their stories. It can be used statewide because they do have virtual options for that support or any needs you have. So if you know anyone who's deaf or hard of hearing that might be struggling with counseling, because most commonly it is a hearing counselor with an interpreter, so communication might be more difficult, or maybe they don't know much about deaf culture. So this is a really good place for people who want to just be able to sign for their counseling. I will send a link for Sign Gemma and for the Deaf Counseling Center, and I'll put that in the chat. So you guys can go ahead and take a look at that. Thank you so much.
Excellent. Thank you very much, Michael. Jennifer Bloom, I realized that I did forget to add the agenda item that you guys had emailed me about previously. And so for caseload ratio, I'm going to make you a co-host. And I'm going to do that right now. And we're going to do our spotlight with family support services, and then Jennifer will kick it over to you for the caseload ratio discussion right after that. So, Mary and Bo, you take it away.
Awesome. Here, let me share the screen with you guys. And share. Perfect. Take away.
Okay.
Bill.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Mary, and this is Bo beside me.
Good morning.
Happy Friday. This is our second time we joined the coffee. I think we joined it 2 Fridays. Yeah, and we are vendored under Coordinated Family Services, and in fact, we have our office, and you are all welcome to visit. Our office is at 429 F Street, Suite 3 in Davis. One good news is we just got vendored, and we finally have our first referral who resides in Davis, and we're very much excited to extend our services for Coordinated Family Services, and we can serve the entire Yolo County. Yeah, and our mission is to empower individuals with intellectual disability by fostering inclusive environment that promotes independence, dignity, and meaningful community engagement. We aim to unlock each persona potential through personalized, customized support and advocacy, and celebrate their unique contribution to the society. Our primary focus is to support persons served along with family achieve future goals, develop existing skills, and build new skills in the area of achieving independence, the community integration, and was that honor individualized choices, communication, self-advocacy with respect to their language and culture, at the same time increasing time spent in inclusive setting. So the service is really customized. It depends on the needs of the clients. And Bo can explain and share also the rest of the screen.
Yeah, so in terms of like who we are, I mean, as you guys already know, we kind of pride ourselves providing the quality program to ensure those who serve to choose lifestyle, they to be greater value, and we will be prioritizing the individual aspiration, such as the community participation, employment, education, and also independent living, and identify the service plan needed necessary for the achievement by working with Alta Regional Center. And, and there are a lot of vendors out there in YOLO, Sacramento, and all this arena. Like, why choose us? I mean, we have experienced staff, and then also we are, so just want to let you guys know, I also have a staffing company that I run. And so like we have a lot of individuals that are experienced with the disabled clients and know exactly what to do. And Mary here, she is vendored with the North Bay in Solano County, and she has lots of expertise, and she has a lot of training guidance that able to provide that quality of the service to clients. And then different cultural experience. So as you know, I'm Korean, she's Filipino, and then we have a staff that are Middle Easterns, and Hispanics, and different culture has a different needs. And I feel like having that kind of diversity staff will definitely serve more clients. And geographically, area that we serve is Yolo County mainly, and including West Sacramento, Davis, Woodland, and then these are the several different cities, then the areas that we are going to serve. And getting in touch with us always via email, phones available, and then we do have a social media by Facebook and Instagram. But yeah.
Thank you for letting us share.
Oh, that's excellent. Thank you so much. And if you could please put your contact information in the
Yeah.
the chat there.
We will do.
Thank you so much. And if anyone has any questions, you're welcome to ask them. Otherwise, please don't hesitate to reach out to these folks via email in the email address that they drop in the chat right there.
Awesome.
Thanks again.
Thank
Thank
you. Thank you very
you.
much.
All right. Now I am going, oh, look at that. Jennifer already knew and she already put it in the chat. All right. Now I will throw it over to Jennifer Bloom, our Director of Client Services. Jennifer, please take it away.
Okay, hi everybody. Thank you for letting me use this time to review some more information on required reportables to the Department of Developmental Services. We present in public meetings across many platforms, our Client Advisory Committee, Provider Advisory Committee, Coffee with CSS, and more. And this time, this is not a public meeting per se, but it is a notification and an ask to receive your input about ways that the regional center can reduce caseload size. So in the chat, I did put a link to our website. And every year, the Department of Developmental Services runs a caseload ratio report. And it is a caseload ratio report generated across the entire agency based on a very particular methodology and formula. I say that almost as a disclaimer because some of you who know service coordinators know that they have very high caseloads. And this information that I'm going to share may not be what service coordinators or individual managers actually experience in their own units because of the formula that is used. So I'm going to share my screen here and I'll just go over the website post and then share a little bit about what we're asking from you. So if you can see my screen, I think you probably can. Yes? Okay, thank you, John. So again, there are six different measurements of caseload ratios, and we met the ratio in 3 of the 6 measures. We met the ratio in clients who are movers. This refers to clients who transition out of a developmental center. The ratio for ACRC was 1 to 8, and the required ratio is 1 to 45. So we're really happy that we are so low in that area. Next is the complex needs ratio. There's a
We seem to have
requirement.
lost the shared screen.
Oh,
Looks
it
that way
says
for
I'm
everyone.
screen sharing. How strange.
It is. It's gone to a gray. There we go. Now it's back on the screen. There it is.
Okay. All right.
Perfect.
Thank you for letting me know.
Yep.
Okay. So the next one where we met here was complex needs in this white column here. And these are our clients who have complex medical needs, behavioral needs, who are placed in very specific residential type settings. And we met the ratio here. The ratio required is 1 to 25, and we were at 1 to 24. And then the next area where we met was the low or no purchase of service. That's what POS stands for. The required ratio is 1 to 40, and ACRC is at 1 to 34. This is data as of March 1st, 2025. So where we did not meet the ratio is also where we did not meet the ratio last year. And so when a regional center doesn't meet ratio within 2 consecutive years, we need to submit a plan of correction to the Department of Developmental Services. The plan of correction includes feedback from the community. So we did not meet ratio in all of the yellow shaded columns here. So clients who are enrolled on the home and community-based services waiver, the required ratio is 1 to 62. We were at 1 to 72. Clients under the age of 6, so birth through age 6, we are required to be at 1 to 40. We're almost there at 1 to 43. And then clients over the age of 5 who are not on the waiver and who are not in a developmental center, the required ratio is 1 to 66, and we were at 1 to 71. So I just want to go over just a little bit about some of the feedback that we've received in the past, just to get your thoughts, thinking about maybe ways to build upon this. One of the things that where there's a lot of advocacy and hope for change is asking the Department of Developmental Services to revise the core staffing formula to reflect the actual hiring and salary costs for a service coordinator. So we continue to advocate for this. To give you an idea, for every 3 service coordinator positions allocated by the Department of Developmental Services, ACRC can only hire 1 service coordinator because the salary is just over $30,000 a year. There was a suggestion last time to use student interns to carry cases. We love our student interns. We have 7 student interns right now and 24 others in various stages of pre-internship paperwork and background check. As an agency, we've decided that they will not be case carrying because they're not here full time. And those of you who work with our clients and families know that we need someone who's available, not just intermittently, but consistently. Another suggestion was to focus on the hiring of service coordinators, and we are doing that, bringing on anywhere from 20 to 30 a month, depending on the month. And we've so far this year attended 8 job fairs and are going to another one next week. Let's see. So those are just some of the ideas that came forward, and we welcome any input that you have. We take this mailbox here, ratioinput@altaregional.org, is open year round. But in order for your feedback to be considered in our plan of correction, we're asking for your input by July 11th, excuse me, because we turn our report into the department on July 21st. And I think that's it for now.
All right, let the feedback come rolling in, folks.
Please.
Any ideas? Anyone want to? You're welcome to unmute yourselves if anyone has any ideas. Certainly would hope that people will take advantage of sending an email to us. Just like the performance contract, inbox, we read the feedback that you guys give us.
We do.
This is like this is also why we do Coffee with Community Services. Like, we are really reliant on you as the community that are really connected with clients to be able to provide advisement to the regional center. And so when you take the time to put things in writing to us, our executive management team reads those things, and we talk about ways where we can incorporate that into how we operationalize things at our agency. That is like a commitment that we have to our community. So I just want to reiterate, if you take the time to send an email to Jennifer and the rest of us about this, we will take into consideration your ideas. We don't do this stuff like for no reason, certainly.
Thank you, John. Yeah, we're not just checking a box here.
We're not. Like, this is truly important to us. And sometimes, I mean, we know we cannot think of everything. And there are 79 folks on here, and many of you have amazing input. So thank you very much, Jennifer, for that. I'm going to jump over to our open house, and maybe I can kind of keep you unmuted here for a second while I share my screen. So we're working on this right now at our regional center, and let's see. Can I get a thumbs up? Can you guys see my shared screen?
Looks
All right,
good.
perfect. Again, all credit due to Carly for a lot of things that go on, but for this one especially as well. She came up with this amazing flyer and has been helping me, and we have a whole team now, right, Jennifer, of folks that are working on
We have a committee.
we have a committee of folks that are working on this. So maybe I'll have Jennifer, the idea of doing an open house. Why are we doing an open house?
We moved. In case you haven't heard, we moved to a beautiful new building, and we're excited to show it off. I know we hosted the directors of client services here a few weeks ago, and it was really fun to be able to show our beautiful space. It's open and bright and airy and clean and new. And we want to welcome our community and our vendor providers, our clients and families to this event. And we're trying to have something for everyone here. So we are going to have outside a little some activities for young and old to participate in, some games, kind of carnival style, but on a very scaled down version. And we're going to have appetizers and drinks and a live band. And one of the most exciting things, one of my favorite parts, will be the Micro Enterprise Fair, where our clients get to showcase their talents in and to sell the goods that they make, anything from note cards to earrings to dog sitting services and more.
So if you click on these QR codes, and hopefully I've made them large enough for everyone, you can just look right at your computer screen there. So for the Micro Enterprise Fair, many of you participate in that as service providers, supporting as much as, I've seen 5 to 10 different regional center clients that show up from one service provider selling different wares. But also, if you are a service provider that does not do that, but you'd like to just participate in our open house and be able to, let's say you're an ILS provider, an independent or a supported living services provider or transportation provider. Some of you may have remember that we did an anniversary event for Alta California Regional Center's 50th anniversary. We had a number of providers, we had a lot of residential providers that showed up for that event as well. And so we are going to kind of try to do a similar type of situation here. We're looking forward to that. So if you guys could take an opportunity, you can sign up for the vendor fair, you can sign up for the Micro Enterprise Fair. To give you an idea, just physical where we're looking at. So Alta's new offices here, let's go a little bit bigger. Whoops, that's not bigger. And so we will have an opportunity to have the indoor area and the outdoor area for the Micro Enterprise Fair and for the, see, zoom in here without making people sick. Okay, so Alta's new offices located here. This is Arena Boulevard. This is, was this Del Paso right here? Oh, shoot, that's 5. We are right here. Oop, there's Alta. And so this is the Costco exit, Arena Boulevard. And what we're talking about for the Micro Enterprise Fair, for those of you that have been to our new building, this is where Alta's building is on the left-hand side here when you're looking at it. This outdoor area is where we are looking at setting up a vendor fair. So it's this whole square right here in the back, and then all along right here. So if anyone has some easy ups, that would certainly be nice. I think we're looking at doing our outdoor activity events, possibly in this area, and we are looking at having actually like some misting fans as well, because we are holding this on July 10th from 10 a.m. to 2 o'clock. So this will take place of our normal provider advisory committee meeting that we normally have during that period of time. And Jennifer, I'm excited because the directors of community services from all over the state of California will be at our office that day. And so they will be able to check out the Micro Enterprise Fair and the open house and maybe meet a number of you too. We've had the Dream Achievers before, and they are a very fun band. So we are looking forward to having them as well. For those of you that have been inside of our office, the Micro Enterprise Fair is going to be both in our cafeteria area. We have a very large cafeteria area. And then we also have a large multi-purpose room on the first floor at Alta. So everything is going to be kind of on the first floor of our new building. And we put volunteers yesterday for Alta staff to volunteer for the event. And so we certainly hope that we'll get a number of service providers as well that will be interested in having a table. Will we have formal communication with a flyer that will be emailed out to us? I think this flyer is going to go out via MailChimp today, and we'll try to drop it in the chat. Maybe someone can get it into the chat out of email and drop it in before our meeting is done here right now, so you guys can sign up. All right, any questions about that? Any other questions? I know, Jay, thank you very much. I saw that you guys have some easy ups, and I think for some providers, we know we have tables that we can provide. We've got some tables that we can set up, but easy ups we do not have enough of. So I know that the STEP agency had some that they were going to make available for us as we get going with our little planning committee, right, Jennifer? All right, so that one is coming up. Looking forward to people participating in that. I am going to throw it over to Virginia Gabby.
Well, thank you. Much appreciated. I wanted to mention that beginning on July 9th, there is a one second, Start Caregiver Education and Support Group series. This is the second, I believe the second one. And out of 14 regional centers where START program has services, we have the only, in Alta Regional catchment area, we have the only caregiver education and support group series. So it's kind of neat. And the last group, there were about 28 individuals that started the group and then finished the group. So their feedback has been really positive. Some of the topics that'll be covered right here: mental health, mental disorders, executive functioning, and they go on for a total of 9 weeks. So this is for parents, caregivers, and care home staff of individuals who have intellectual and/or developmental disabilities. So hopefully you can get there, sign up. If it is virtual, it's via Zoom, or get your team, your staff, or any caregivers, parents that you know would benefit or could benefit and enjoy this. It's a really, really great opportunity. That's all I got, John. Thank you.
Thank you. So coordinated family supports providers, this is a big stakeholder issue that we hear about, is the challenges for caregivers. And so thank you, Virginia, for promoting this. Jordan, I think I saw it in the chat there. Thank you very much for that.
Drop that in the chat, guys.
All right.
Thank you.
I wish I had a little bit more information about this, but because I don't know if I have anyone from TK Momentum that is on here today. But the Department of Developmental Services, I don't know if there is someone from TK Momentum, you're welcome to chime in, but the Department of Developmental Services held a hiring event for individuals with developmental disabilities at the Alta office this week. And I would just say I really appreciate all of the activity that they are doing to try to promote hiring of individuals with developmental disabilities, but especially hiring folks, for good state jobs with the Department of, at the department. I also appreciated that they had interpreters there. They had sign language interpreters. They had a number of different languages as well to support people if they wanted to interview right there at the same time. So I hope that we can continue to promote more of those types of events. I know we certainly, Pride puts on events, and and others of you do as well, that we try to promote here through Coffee with Community Services. But that's just a huge priority for our regional center is employment opportunities for regional center clients. And so just wanted to acknowledge, and I know that there was a number of community services staff that volunteered to help out with that event that was held here. So I just want to thank you guys too for helping out with that event on site. Let's see. I'm going to go to Michelle Duchesne real quickly while I share my screen, and we'll just give an update on the new colorful chart that our friends from the Department of Developmental Services have given us as it relates to rate reform activities, and in this case, specifically completion of the activities in the service provider directory. I think that's correct. That's what we're looking at, right? Michelle, these are the people that have gotten into the service provider directory, but they have not yet completed all of the steps within there. Is that who these are?
Correct.
Okay. So we've seen this number come down a lot. We've also seen it kind of go up, which is not a bad thing, because we know that we had some people that had not been in the service provider directory at all, and then now they are partially in there. And our goal is, as we get towards the end of this month, to see this number get down to as close to zero as possible. It seems like there might be some inconsistencies possibly, Michelle, between our numbers and DDS's slightly in this area.
Correct. Yeah, several of our providers they have on the list for the 82 are closed. So we've reached out to the department. We're showing about 57 instead of the 82. So we're reaching out to kind of update them so we can get those numbers more accurate.
I just know that I've been in meetings with the department recently, the folks that are overseeing rate reform implementation, and there's been a lot of credit that has been given to the service providers and the regional centers that have worked to get everyone compliant and in the system. So I just want to, again, when I share these stats, it's fully dependent on the service providers to do these activities. We can show you where to do them and connect you with the department, but it really takes working with the Department of Developmental Services and their contractors. So just want to, again, give you kudos. And our goal is to get everyone in compliance and ensure that everyone gets the full amount of their rates for the future. I want to share a couple things here, and there'll be some directive information probably coming out shortly about this. But I do want to touch on, of course, the Department of Developmental Services always releases information after we do Coffee with Community Services. And so wanted to share some information that's been out for about a week now, but definitely an area of question and impact. This is related to the release of information by the Centers for Medicare and Medicaid Services, CMS, providing Medicaid information from the state of California to the Department of Homeland Security. And I understand that what has been stated at a federal level is that this is to ensure that the federal services only are going to those individuals that qualify, don't have any type of undocumented status. This has just led to a large area of concern because there's a lot of personal identifying information and things that are shared here. What there's going to be, I know I shared the directive last week that talked about how you can release information specifically, but there is going to be some flexibility that's built into services. So, and they talk about it here, but if a planning team identifies that there may be a need to do like remote services for an individual because they have concerns because of their immigration status, in participating in like an in-person service delivery or maybe like an in-person IPP. Maybe that individual is not interested in coming to the regional center for that. We do offer obviously the opportunity for people to do remote IPPs and things, but as it's just kind of reiterated through the information from the department that we want to offer that flexibility to ensure that folks that are entitled to the services in California don't have any additional barriers put up in that place. So as I say, just expect that there will be some more directive information that is going to come out related to that. All right. While I'm still sharing my screen, I am going to ask, I guess I'm going to ask Rhonda to unmute and she can talk a little bit about what we had going on this week. There we go.
Yeah, great.
Right
You've
there.
got it
All right.
pulled up.
What do we have going on?
So what we have is this is the Heights on Stockton, our multifamily housing project, and everyone finished up lease up for our units around August of last year, but it was I think it's like a 23 building project. So our units were kind of like at the front there. They're actually in that first building that you can see with the
I was going to say they're
picture.
right there.
Yeah, they're right there. And so they finally finished construction on all the rest of the buildings, and those are all leased up now. So they had a ribbon cutting grand opening ceremony. And where is this one posted?
This is on LinkedIn, and this is Doris Matsui. So we had
Okay. There
Nikki.
yeah.
We had Nikki from DDS. Of course, Rhonda, the president of Mercy Housing, was there.
Tiffany
Eric Guerra
Boney.
from the city council. Lori spoke at the event. We'll show you the Instagram thing that DDS did too, because DDS's public information was there. But this is obviously our congresswoman here, Doris Matsui. We had Juanita, one of the residents, Rich, who's the vice president for development, mayor of Sacramento, Kevin McCarty. This is the Housing Authority Director for Sacramento Housing. One of our clients, Mindy, who got to tell some good stories, and Chitali, who was the developer there. But we also had Rhonda DDS come out, right?
We did, and this is a great video, so I'm hoping you can share the video. It's pretty short.
Okay, let me see. Let me reshare with sound, and I'll see if I can get it to the beginning.
Okay, I'll share it in the chat too.
Yeah. Ooh, I don't know if I can. I'll share a little bit of it. Yeah, so we had the public information officer from DDS come out as well, and
Here at the Heights.
so this
I
is
was my mom's caregiver for the last 23 years. My mom passed away in October 22, so I had to find my own place. Arizona Regional and STEP Housing has helped me find this place, and I'm very fortunate to have this place.
But we need housing at all income levels, from senior housing, student housing, people with disabilities, and this project here on Stockton Boulevard is providing that service, helping people with lower income, but also helping people with disabilities with accessible units and services to help them thrive. And we're grateful for the state of California and DDS for making this a reality.
I conveniently cut out the first part of it when I was interviewed, but
I was just gonna say, where's the part with you talking?
no, yeah, I think I skipped over that part. But I will just say, getting to sit next to one of our clients and listen to her whole story of the loss of her aging caregiver and her, fall into homelessness and housing instability, and what she's been able to experience. It was awesome sitting next to her during the event, and she had on her phone all the pictures of the way in which they decorate the community room there for all the different holidays. So they had just had Mother's Day, and so her son, her adult son, who's got to be in his 20s, right, Rhonda? I think from the pictures, was able to go visit with her over there, and they had it all decorated in the community room. Projects like these are very challenging to do, and they take years. I think the first meeting that I had with Mercy Housing about this one was in 2021. The first letter of support that we did, and the first meeting with Mercy Housing was 6 years ago for it. I do want to say that the First Step Housing Access Services was acknowledged both by Mercy Housing on their written documents. So if you read the program that they put together, they feature First Step Housing Access Services, and then they also acknowledge them when they did the presentation as well, in support for the people that are living there. So I just wanted to add that too. It's always nice when you meet with one of our clients and they immediately bring up a service provider that is impactful and supportive of them. So that's awesome. And then it was just nice to see Mercy Housing, a big housing developer partner of ours, also putting it in their written materials, acknowledging the work that our housing access services service provider has done. So kudos to First Step. Thank you guys as well for all the support for the individuals that are there. And we're looking forward to the next one. We have additional housing projects in Sacramento, in Yolo County, more open houses. Lori gave a fantastic speech along with the other kind of dignitaries as well. So, and kudos to Rhonda. Again, there's a lot of work that happens before we get to doing a ribbon cutting, and it's very impactful, though. I will say both Rhonda and I were listening to the stories of Juanita, one of the residents up there, and it was like a tearjerker, listening to her talk about all the struggles that she went through in her life before being able to move into these new housing units. So it was very impactful. All right, I am going to throw it over to Scott, I think, for some HCBS numbers.
Yes, it's me. So I'm happy to be able to say that we're going to hit 50%. We'll be halfway done by the end of the month. I saw some people clapping there. They're on mute, but you could have heard it.
No, excellent. Thank you very much, Scott. We are continuing to monitor how the Department of Developmental Services is going to have us report HCBS compliance for the future. In the meantime, I just want to talk about how you as service providers have really embraced it, and certainly when it comes to the ongoing monitoring, it just makes it so much easier when we are working on the same page with service providers about what the expectations are. So thank you to Scott and the staff in the QA unit that are doing that. I am going to jump in the chat real quick and see what we got. Okay. And then let me share my screen real quickly with just some more DDS upcoming things that I want to make sure folks are aware of. And then Jordan reminded me that I think I need to let folks know that we're not going to meet on the 4th of July as well in 2 weeks, that Friday there. So a few things on DDS's calendar that I wanted to make sure you touched on. DDS's Lived Experience Advisory Group is looking for new members. If you know individuals that are served by the regional center and can share specifically about their experiences, that is very important to the Department of Developmental Services. This helps shape policy at a statewide level. So I know, for example, like in our area, it's not unlikely that you will see Lisa Cooley presenting or participating in a number of different work groups in that area. And again, the feedback that is provided is so vital. We have upcoming the ICC Communications and Outreach Committee meeting. We have Regional Center Performance Measures Work Group coming up. And then next month as well, we have the ICC on early intervention, a couple of those meetings coming up. And I'm just trying to see if they have anything additionally in their calendar here, but this is where you can find DDS's calendar for their upcoming events. For Alta, on our calendar for upcoming events, obviously the big one, which I'm thinking is on our events calendar, but it may not have gotten there because we just put the flyer out yesterday, is that open house / oh, there it is. Open house and vendor fair. Excellent. Right on top. So July 10th, it's going to be kind of limited as far as the number of providers that don't do micro enterprise fair that we can accommodate. Like, I think it'll probably be less than 20 different tables for providers that are not doing micro enterprise. So just encourage folks, if you are interested, get yourself signed up on the flyer that is right here. So that was a question earlier. Can we get the flyer for everyone and share it? And it's right here on our website. So I'm going to drop that in the chat for folks, if we don't have it in the chat yet. All right. And there we go. Sorry. Let me go back to our events calendar again. All right. All right, so see upcoming events that we have here. Oh, nice. George Jawani Demela, first annual Punjabi food. I don't know if anyone is familiar with this event, but this looks exciting. It's not one that we've participated in the past, but it sounds like we're going to have a table out there possibly. So looking forward to that one. I was trying to see if I had Dana on here, if I could get her to nod her head if she knows we're going to have a table out there or not. Did anyone swing by the Pride or did anyone work the Pride Festival table? I heard fantastic feedback from Shamir. Boyd, you were out there? How did it go, Boyd? Shamir told me that it was very impactful, that there was a number of people that came up to the booth to come talk to you all. Any other feedback, Boyd, about how it went?
We were right up front, and we had a lot of people. We were one of the first people that people saw as they were coming in, and we had sunscreen we were passing out. Got all of that went out. So I mean, we probably connected with more than 100 some odd people that came over and actually talked to us, that sort of thing.
Oh, how cool. I want to acknowledge all of you that did volunteer. I know that there was some sign-up lists for our regional center, but representation is important. I think it's fantastic that people get to see our logo huge there at the Pride Festival. And so, again, just want to acknowledge and thank you all that participated and volunteered for that event, and look forward to it next year as well. Again, a number of additional upcoming events on our calendar. Please check these out. Encourage people. We do have a special board of directors meeting coming up. There's a special session. We've got a couple contracts that we are going to be going over towards the end of the year. And then, as I said, the big things that we've got coming up are the open house. There is the Summer Institute on Neurodevelopment Disabilities Conference. My understanding is that's also something that regional center clients can participate in through, if they have a planning team discussion that this is something that they'd like added, they can participate in the neurodevelopmental disabilities conference, just like the other conferences, like the Self-Advocate Conference for Supported Life conference that goes on in May, and the normal big sort of Supported Life conference is normally in October as well. All right. That is what I have on my agenda for today. But I do, oh yeah, you know what, BJ, you did talk about the outlying offices vendor forums. How did it go?
It was fantastic. So just quick message of gratitude. If you came, if you're one of those 27 folks that came, it was great. It was great seeing you guys. It was great having you in a room, asking tough questions, hearing what resources you brought to bear to solve, some of those tough things, and just building community, because like we're all in this together. So thank you guys all for coming. If you missed it, if you have any questions about any of that, you can contact me directly, and I'm happy to give you the scoop. So thanks for coming.
Awesome. I know I saw Kim Christensen's name on here, so I thought about the Disability Housing Alliance. I want to acknowledge the folks from the Disability Housing Alliance that came out to the grand opening / ribbon cutting for the Heights on Stockton as well. It's very cool when we have like our stakeholders, supporters coming out for these types of projects. All right, let's see. Jennifer Bloom is gone, I think. If we had anything else to add, managers, I don't believe so. If not, then we will look forward to talking to folks next week, and hope everyone has a great weekend. Take care.